I am wanting to show you guys about our palette 4. Probably my second favorite. It's hard to say that it's not my favorite, but it's probably my second favorite. I never dreamed that I would love it so much because you look at the blues and you're like, oh, that looks a little scary to me. But you could see I have blue eyes and it makes it just stand out. You could just tell from here. It really does. It makes it good. Our palette 1 does not do so much for blue eyes, but these browns in here really make blue eyes stand out. So, great palette to start with. Now, on any palette that I use, I always use 3 colors. I will use a light color to go over all over my lid. And like this one I'm going to use is Tender. And I'm going to go all over my lid with this. Just to give it kind of a base to work from. I needs to do my eyebrows. And you could pretty much use your finger or your brush or anything just to do what I'm doing right now. Okay, and then with any palette that I use a medium color. And that I like to use a different brush for. I like to use my angled shadow, yeah, there it is, my angled shadow brush. And I think I'm gonna play with the blue sides today. Normally I don't. And I'm even gonna go crazy. I'm gonna try this medium color blue in Cheerful. It looks cheerful. And because it's so dark, I'm gonna go ahead and try it with my outer. And this may even, I might even use this as my dark, may do the medium later to be right there. Kind of go with the flow here. I always use, you put your, you can see the angled shadow brush, obviously you want to put the smaller end at the bottom and then the bigger end at the top. And I'm depositing color. I'm just placing it here and then I'm going to use this brush, make it work, and I'm going to start making that color that I deposited smooth over towards the middle. I have hooded eyes, so I kind of have to make my hooded eye look, make my eyes look like they kind of go in right here. Yeah, see, that's already looking pretty. The color is really pretty. Okay, I'm going to deposit more color, and then I'm going to drag. I, like a little bit more of a drastic look, I guess, for my eyes. A lot of people may not, so you don't have to do it as dark as me, depositing color to move it over. You can make it whatever you want, but you can't really mess up, because if we do, we're just gonna blend it. Then I'm gonna use this, deposit a little bit of color again, and I'm gonna windshield wiper back and forth, kind of blend it in. Okay, I'm liking that. So I'm going to go over to the other side and I'm going to do the same thing. Deposit that color. And then blend it towards the center. I'm going right underneath that brow bone. That's what I'm feeling. See how it makes your eyes look like they're a little bit further back at the top now instead of all at the front. Deposit a little bit more color and slide. That's why I like this brush, because it just fits right up underneath that brow bone. And you're supposed to actually go further down on the brush as you can, really, to give more control of where you put it. So I will try that. Okay, I'm liking this. A little crazy blues, but it's really looking good with my blue eyes. I actually haven't seen, like, my sister has greenish eyes. She uses this palette. She has greenish eyes. She has green eyes. She uses this palette, loves it. Browns, of course, would look good in it. Okay. And I'm just blending down. Okay. Now I'm going to do the sponge side, and I'm going to try to put this Honest color We'll see if it looks good in the middle. If not, I may have to use a different color. Oh yeah, it looks good. And this is my medium color, actually, I'm going to use today. And I want that to be on my lid. So I'm using the sponge brush to kind of place it on there. I'm not sliding it because I don't want stuff under here. I'm placing it on there. Well, it's looking pretty. Okay. Same thing for the other side. A lot of people are scared of the blues. Well, like I said, I was. But man, it really, they're just the perfect blues, I think. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. And I'm going to get ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Triumphant, which is the darkest of the blues. And I'm going to line my lid with it. And maybe even put a little bit on the outside just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. But I do like to curl my lashes in 3 different spots. This light doesn't cooperate. This is farther down as it can go. And it's still doing that. It's driving me crazy. Ouch. To me, you almost have to curl your eyelashes if you want your eyelashes to pop. Because your eyelashes most of the time will go straight out. You need that curl to make it where you can actually see your lashes, basically. Okay, let me see if I can get me a liner brush going. Just going to use a liner brush, and I'm going to use Triumphant at the end as a liner. I don't really like to use the liners that much, even though they are water resistant. Like if I was going to sweat today, probably would use the liners, because powder is not good for sweating. But I have an appointment today, and I know I'm not going to be sweating, so I'm going to go ahead and use this as my liner. You can see the difference it's made to me. Like it made my whole, I don't know if you can see as well as I can see. Let's do this other side. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in with the medium color. And I'm going to slide that under my eye and blend it to okay, and then do the same thing for this other side. To me, this is what the part that does, using this underneath your eye like this, kind of turns it into a smoky eye. Just gives your eye a total different look. And then you can go in and spruce it up a little bit more if you want to make it look, oh, didn't want to put that dark color on there, okay. Yeah, this is how I talk to myself most of the time. Isn't that sad? Okay, looks pretty good, right? Haven't even did my eyebrows and it still looks good. Now, the only other thing that I would do is go back in with the lightest color that I just used to highlight and just to place it right here. You see, it just makes a little bit of a highlight spot. Drags you in to look at your eyes a little bit more. Just brightens it up. So all these little things that go into making it look beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to use the 3D mascara. I only use one. Well, I don't need my lip exfoliator. 3D mascara. It comes in 2 tubes. One with the gel, which is the bigger tube, and then one with the fibers. Okay, the gel comes out. It's not, you see how clean the brush is? It's got a little stopper that, sorry about the kids in the background, that pulls it off, all the excess. Okay, then I use it to paint my whole lash, because remember, this is what the fibers is going to hold to. So you want to get your whole lash covered. And then we always